Okay, this set of training videos is going to take you through Edmodo, which is a free virtual learning environment for students where you can put up your content for a class and the students can come on and access that content. I like it particularly because students do not need email addresses to sign up. They can sign up very quickly, and to create an Edmodo and then to create the different groups for your classes is literally just a few seconds work. So it's worth investigating, and of course it's free. Very interactive, and great that such an opportunity to be able to set up a virtual learning environment for your students. You can do it so easily. In the first set of videos I'm just going to talk you through the basic things that Edmodo can do, and then we'll get straight in and I'll show you as much as I can about using Edmodo. It's a pretty easy tool to use, but it has got lots of different features on it, and so you can get deeper and deeper into it. I will in these videos try my very best to cover as much as I possibly can. Okay, let's just talk a little bit then about what Edmodo can do. So as I said, it's a free virtual environment, and you can use it basically to organise your students into groups or into classes, and then those students can then communicate with each other. They can share ideas, you can share ideas, you can share links, they can share links, pictures, videos. And so it's basically a way of creating a community where your students for that particular class can go on and access content. You can do lots of things with it. You can use it for setting homework, you can make quizzes, you can have assessments, you can use it for creating discussions, for getting the students collaborating together. There are survey tools and assessment tools that you can use on Edmodo, and they're all very simple to set up. One really important thing is it's free. It's really important. And another important thing is that students do not need to have an email address to create an account. They can literally just put in their name and then sign into a particular group. When you, as the teacher, when you create a group or a class, you're given a code. You then share that code with all the students, and then they can access that particular group. So you can have lots and lots of groups on Edmodo. You could be a teacher, and for every single class of students you can create a class for them or a group for them, whatever you want to, however you want to use it, and they can access that class and therefore see all the other students in the class and all the material that you've submitted. So it's a great tool in terms of basically creating a kind of collaboration central repository for the course content. It has a look and feel very similar to Facebook, so students are often very familiar with it right from the start, with a kind of central point where they can add up their content, very similar to the kind of wall idea that we have in a Facebook account. So you'll see in a few minutes as I start to show you through the site, first of all, how easy it is to sign up. Secondly, how easy it is for you as the teacher to create groups and load up content. But we'll also take the time to sign in as a student as well and get a bit of an idea of exactly what the students can see. It's a simple tool to use. There are a fair number of videos in this set of training videos, but if you sit back and watch them, within 10 minutes you'll be up and using Edmodo and will know all the basic features that you need to know about. So let me sign into Edmodo and just show you what you can see once you're in there, just to give you a little bit of an idea of the interface and the types of things that are available. And also it'll give you the chance, if we contrast that later, by looking at what the students see, so that you get an opportunity to see both kind of systems. So when you sign into Edmodo, and the teacher, as I said, it's a free account, you've got your groups down here. So I'm a member of 3 different groups, and if I click on those groups, it will bring up the information here in the middle of the screen regarding that particular group and all the different things that they've been adding up onto their into those groups. As you can see, the interface is very similar to the interface of Facebook, and so the idea is that you have this kind of center screen here where you can put up content, and then you can direct that content either to everybody, and that means it will go to everyone in all your groups, or you can direct content to a specific group. So in a way, this main interface here is the most interesting, and if we look at some other examples, you'll see that obviously anyone who's in the group can be adding to that particular interface and adding their ideas and their comments up, their links, etc, etc. So the idea is that you can join groups that have already been formed, or you can create your own group and then invite students into that group. And so the first thing we're going to do in the next video is, now we've had a quick look at the interface, is create a group and then look at the different ways that we can add content to that particular group once we've created it. Just before we actually start then to create groups within our Edmodo, let's just have a quick look at what the teacher has to provide to create an account. As you can see, it's a very minimal amount of information that is required, and then it allows you to sign up. For the student to join your groups, once you've created groups, it's even less complicated, and the email is optional. Now what will happen is when you create a group, and we're going to do that now so that you can see that, you'll see that we are given a code. We can then share that code with students or anyone we want to join our group. They put in that code, and you can see whenever a student wants to join, it says group code. They put in that code and then they can join that particular group. So it's a very, very easy and quick way of getting not only to create groups, but then to get students to join a particular group, and then you can begin to share material with them and do all the things that I spoke about at the beginning of the videos. Okay, let's imagine we want to create a group, and then we're going to, obviously, as I said, get students to join that group. What we do is we click on this create button here and we give the group a name. So we're going to call this, for example, teacher training videos, and we're going to then, obviously, we can select a grade, but if it's just a general group, and we can choose the subject area of that particular group. I'm going to call this one computer technology, and then I'm going to click on create, and the group is created. Simple as that. Now the important thing is that you're given this code here. Don't worry, this is not the only place you can get the group code from, and that then you need to be able to share that with anyone that you want to join your group. So you can see how easy it is to create a group, and if we close this down, we'll now see that we've got a group called Teacher Training Videos. And if we click on that group, we can always get the group code at any time and just copy that and then share it with anyone that we want to join our group. Now, next thing I'm going to show in the next email is different ways of you then reaching out to students so that they can join your teacher training videos or whatever group you create, how they can join that particular group. Now, as I said, there are lots of ways that students can join your group. The most obvious way is for them to simply be given that code, and then for them to go onto Edmodo, sign up as a student, and when they sign up as a student, to simply add that group code. Now I'm going to show you that what I mean by that. So I'm going to just simply copy that. Okay, so just copy that group code and click on and copy that. Now I'm going to sign out of Edmodo, so I'm going to log out, and now I'm going to log in as a student, and I'm going to paste in the group code. I'm going to give myself a name, so I'm going to call myself Fred. Give myself a password. Fred is already taken, so let's just put, for example, Fred, and put a number after it. So we put also taken, so that's not going to be good. Let's try it something. Let's try a different name, then make life a bit easier. So I've just I've found a name that's available. I'm in Chile at the moment, so I've written Chile 2012, and I've put in my password. I just invent a password for myself. I now click on sign up, and it will allow me to actually join that group directly because I have the group code, and I've now joined the group Teacher Training Videos. So you can see how quickly students can join your group. You just simply copy that code, give it to the students, either email it to them, put it on the board. Students go onto their computers, sign as a student, paste in the group code, give themselves a name, and give themselves a password, and then they are in that group. Couldn't be easier to get students to sign up. There is another way, and I'm going to quickly show you that as well in the next video. So if we click on the teacher training videos group now that we've created, we can see that there's another member now of this group. And so as members join, you will see them here. Obviously I'm a member, even though I also set the page up or set the group up, I'm also a member of this particular group. And so obviously each group that you've got will have different members on, depending, because each group that you are in, and specifically those groups that you start, so for example, if I was to look at this group here, again I have a different group code, different members in that group. If I was to click on this group, again different group code, different members in that group. If I was to join this group, I won't be given a group code because I didn't start that group. I've been invited to join it, but I wasn't actually the person that started that group. So you will only have the group code of the groups that you created yourself, and therefore you can obviously offer to get other students or other people to join that particular group. So that's a distinction between joining a group where you're sent the code and you're allowed to join a group, and creating a group where you have got the code and you can then share it with other students and teachers. Okay, so let's start to think about how we can add up content. So obviously you've got a variety of different things you can do. I'm just clicked here and I'm going to add some content. So one thing that I'm going to add for this first one is I'm going to add a link. So I'm just going to put great site for learning about technology. So I've just put a little, and I'm going to add a link along with that as well. So I click on link and I can simply just put the HTTP. So I'm going to write, in fact the easiest thing for me to do is just to quickly copy the HTTP from the website. Just copy the HTTP, going to just copy in, copy the whole address, just copy that in, click on attach. I can give that web page a title if I want to as well, so I'm just going to close that down here and just give it a title. So I'm going to call it Teacher Training Videos. Click on attach, and what you'll see now is that as well as the actual post at the top, we've also got here a link to some content as well. And now we've got to decide who we're going to send that to. Obviously it's, since I'm in the Camtasia group, it's suggesting that that's the group that I want to send that to. I could change the group, so I could close that, for example, just to give you an example. If I was to put H, and then it will kind of offer me other groups that I could want to send it to. So if I wanted to put it into my teacher training group, if I start typing teacher, then it will come up, and I'm just going to send it to teacher training video. So I want to put that post to go specifically to that group. And if I click on the send button now, so even though it will now send that to that particular group. So you don't need to be, you can obviously, you know, when you make your posts, you can specify exactly who you want to send that to. So if I now clicked on the teacher training videos group, then obviously that post will now be there with the piece of writing and a link to the content. Obviously I made a bit of a mistake there. It would have been better to have been in this group before I actually posted my piece, but in fact it doesn't make a lot of difference. I'm going to just do another post now, and you'll see now automatically it's saying, well, I'm supposing that this post is to go in the teacher training videos group, and obviously that's the case. If I put another link here and said this is a really good website, and again I'm going to add it as a link, so I'm just going to write in here, let's just put, just going to delete that one, just use that, makes it life easier, malview.com. I'm going to give it a title. I'm just going to write Malview. It often suggests a title for you, so again I'm just going to overwrite that. Click on attach, okay, and then click on send. Remember, this one's now going to be posted to the wall, teacher training videos wall, which is exactly the one I wanted to send it to. Click on send, and that post will now be added, and now we've got 2 posts on that particular wall. Now they won't be added to other walls because you've specified the wall of the particular group. So if I come back to Camtasia, there are no actual posts in that particular wall. it will go to the wall that you specify. So you can see how easy it is to share content with a particular group of students, and to specify which group of students you want that to go to. So if you're working with your Viña del Mar group, these are various groups that I've set up, or I want to work with my teacher training group, and then I can just simply start to write. And as soon as I click in that tab, it will then ask me, well, do I want to put a file, do I want to put a link, or do I want to put a library? What I've been showing you so far is how to add links. Now we may want to actually add up some files that our students can access. So again, making sure that I'm in teacher training videos, though as I've said before, because you can specify exactly which group you want a particular post to go to. You don't have to be here to post to this wall, but it's obviously easier if you do, because the default will be always teacher training. I just click on that window and you can see the default there is teacher training videos. That's who I'm going to send it to. What am I going to send them? So let's say useful article for you to read, and I click on file this time because I'm going to add a file, and now I can choose a file from my so I'm just going to click here and just grab a recent article that I've written and click on open, and that has now been added to that particular wall. Sorry, it's been added, along with the post. Now I'm going to send it. Again, I can specify if I want to where I want to send it to, but I want to send it to teacher training videos. I want it to go on that wall, so I'm going to click on send, and now the file has been uploaded onto that particular page, and you can see now slowly that teacher training videos wall is getting filled up with different content that I'm adding. Now it's not limited only to teachers, students can also be adding content onto the wall. So quickly now what we're going to do is just jump out, log in as a student and see what the student can see, what the student can do. It's actually very, very similar. Now I'm logged in now as the student. As you can see, I can see the posts that my teacher has added, the free post that you saw me just add in a minute ago, but I can also add posts as a student. So let's say I'm going to add something, so I'm going to say, really, this is also an interesting article, and again I'm going to add a file. And so I'm going to grab another file, so we're going to click on this one here. So imagine that the student is now uploading this content. Again, the student can decide specifically where to send the content to. They're obviously going to have less opportunities. They can send it to the whole group, to the teacher, or to themselves. If there were more members in the group, they'd be able to send that particular content specifically to that person. Obviously in this case the student wants to upload the content for everybody to see, so clicks on that one there, clicks on send, and exactly the same thing is happening, is that content is now uploaded onto the teacher training videos wall. Now this student is only a member of one group so far, so all the groups that they're a member of they can see there on the left hand side. So you can see that sharing content, whether you're a student or a teacher, is really, really simple, and it can be files and it can be links. We're going to look a little bit more at this links, because in fact we can also upload video content, and I'm going to go back and log in as myself again and show you from the teacher's point of view, and it can also be from the student's point of view, how we can embed code and upload that instead. Okay, so we're not restricted to just adding up links as well. Let me just show you here. I'm going to put here watch this video, and now I'm going to click on link, and one thing you'll notice, it says embed. Now what I can do is, if I open up another page, and I'll just go to YouTube for this, just to make this easier for me. So I'm just going to quickly go to YouTube, and on YouTube I'm going to grab a video, and I'm going to do a quick search for a video that I like. I'm going to write in funny presentation, and that video should come up. If I do a search, it will certainly be one of the first one. There it is. Now I'm going to actually embed that video. Now to do that I need to come down to the point where it says share, and so click on the share button, and I now click on embed, and just turn the video off, I don't want the video to play, and I've clicked on the embed button. Now I've got a choice of I've got the embed here, I've got choice of size. I'm going to choose the smallest video. I always right click, select all, right click, copy, just to make sure. Come back to Edmodo, click here and paste in that embed code, and then I'm going to write here funny video. That will be the actual link, and click on attach. In fact, if I remember right, so now again it's now asking me, well, who do I want to send that to? Because I'm not actually in a group here. I'm just on the Edmodo general page. So I'm going to just write teacher training, and it will come up as soon as I write it. I'm going to choose teacher training videos because that's where I want it to go. Click on send, and it will update the page now, and there is the video, etc. So if I now click on teacher training videos, if I just click here, you'll see that in that particular group now I've got watch this video. It says funny video, and if I click on funny video, you can see the actual video here. If I click on that link, it will open up that video and start to play it in the window, which is really nice as well. So you're not restricted to just working with links. You can embed code in to the page as well. So you can probably quickly see now the power of Edmodo, that we've got this wall in the center, very much like on Facebook, and we can use it as a place to put up content and share stuff, and it can share files, we can share links, we can share video. Students can do the same thing. We've also got some other types of buttons here as well, and the first one I want to look at, most of these are pretty obvious and pretty easy. We can create quizzes, we can create a quick poll, and we can add up an assignment if we want the students to do it, if we've got an assignment that we want the students to do. So let's start with a poll. So I'm going to click on poll, and this is really just to do a quick question. So for example, do you like Edmodo? And that's just the poll, and I'm just going to put one answer is going to say yes, and then one answer is going to say no. I can add more answers if I want, but I'm going to leave it like that. I'm sending this question to the teacher training videos group, so again I'm going to leave that default setting. I could always close that and override it, and it will try and find the group that I want, but I actually want it to go to teacher training videos, so I'm putting it into the teacher training videos group, and I'm going to click on the send button. If I want to add more answers to the poll, I can. I'm going to send that question now. Now what I thought would be interesting to see, if I quickly just log in as the student now, and you'll see what happens. In fact, I should be able to do this as the teacher. So if I just click here, I should be able to vote. I can either vote yes or no. So let me just see. Do you like Edmodo? Is the question. I should have put a question mark in there, by the way. Now if I click here, let me see. It's not possibly not allowing me to vote because I'm the one that set the question. So let's log in quickly as a student and see if the student can answer the poll. There we are. So I've learned something there myself. See, it's different for the student. The student can vote, so that I'm going to vote. So if do you like Edmodo? Yes. Click on vote, and now my vote has been added, and of course that would be the same for all the other students that were in the group. The teacher can't vote because they created the question. As you see, I didn't have the opportunity to vote, but the student can vote, and then it shows afterwards. So a very quick way of creating a poll, which can be really good fun. Have a poll of the day or a poll of the week using Edmodo. Okay, one of the features I do actually like on this site is the quizzes. I think that they're actually quite easy to set up, and often on a lot of websites they're quite tricky. I've just done a few tests here. So let's just take you through creating a quiz. You click on the quiz button to create a quiz. In fact, I've just got one here that I'm just finishing creating. So let's just create a new quiz so you can see how you do that. So click on quiz, and it's going to ask you whether you want to create or load a previously created quiz. And I'm going to click on create a quiz, and you give the quiz a name, teacher training quiz 3, and then you can choose your type of questions. Now if you've already made questions from another quiz, you can always load from those questions. Just to show you that, if I click, for example, here, it will show me all the questions that I've previously loaded, and I've got a true or false question here. Let's imagine I want to use this one, so I can click on that, and that question's loaded. So one way is to load a question that you've already produced. So that's my first question now, and I'm going to add another question. So I click this time, I'm going to click on this button and actually make a question rather than load a previously created question. And I'm going to choose multiple choice, and I'm going to write a question that says what do we use lyrics training.com for? Question mark. I'm gonna put learning songs, or I'm gonna put here writing essays, which is of course wrong. Now I can always change the correct answer to be this one, to be the correct answer, but I'm going to set this one as the correct answer. And I can add more responses if I want to see, or if I want, more responses to the question. And if I want to remove that question, if I'm not happy with it, then I can just remove it. So that's my second question. I'm going to add another question. So click on add again, and this time we'll choose a different question. So we'll do a true or false, and we're going to put here Vocaroo is free, and that is true, so that's the correct answer. You don't need to put the false answer because it's only true or false, so we're happy with that. I'm going to add one more question, so click on add again, and this time we'll do so we've done short answer. Well, we'll do fill in the blanks. Is let's do a short answer question. Let's do another multiple choice. We'll just click here, and we're going to put Audio Boo is free for how long? So when you record with Audio Boo, 3 minutes. Let's put 5 minutes, and we'll put 3 minutes here, which is the correct. Now they've changed it, and we're going to set that as the correct answer, because actually 3 minutes is the correct answer. So we've now added 4 questions. We'll just do one more, but we're going to load a previously made question for the next one. So we're just going to click on here, which is load again, and come down, and we've got here let's have a look what we got. Let's click on this one here. Load this question. Okay, so that's my. Now once we've created the quiz, and we've got 5 questions in this quiz, we can give some information about the quiz. So we say this is a quiz for teachers of ttv.com, and we can now assign the quiz. And if we click on this button here, we can actually preview the quiz. So let's just have a quick preview of it if we want to just do that, and just make sure that we can just have a quick look at how the quiz looks. You can see that we set it at 60 seconds. In fact, it was the default setting. I could have overwritten that setting if I wanted to. And now we can start do this. Edmodo is a free for, and I'm going to say true, and then Edmodo is so next question, and then what so this one, and then next question, and then Vocaroo is true, that's true, and then next question, Audio is free for how long? 3 minutes, and then next question, and one of those was used for creating self-answer, Vocaroo, and then that should be all of the questions done. And I think we click on submit quiz once we've done that to get it analysed. So we've done all our questions. Click on that. I actually want to end this quiz. Yes, we do, because we finished it. And this quiz is for total time taken, the quiz is finished, you complete 5 out of 5 questions, view results, and we can even view the results and see how well we've done. Total points is 5 out of 5 for those, and we can go through in each. Now I can go through the questionnaire and see the questions and see what the right answer is as well, so you can see. Now I'll carry on in the next video, and we'll just come back to look at assigning the quiz, etc, etc. Now remember, we were just previewing the quiz. If we click here, we can end preview and come back onto the quiz. Now obviously we need to assign the quiz, just like when we do questions in a poll, or when we upload content and we assign it. So we need to click on the assign quiz button, and it will bring us into a window where we can now assign that quiz. And here is the quiz, Teacher Training Quiz 3. The due date, we can choose the date that we want that quiz to be done by, so we can set a particular date that we want it to be done, and then we can send it. Now again, what we're going to do is assign this to the teacher training group. So we click on that button there, and we then click on the button here, and that is now assigned to the teacher training group, and that quiz is available for them to do. It tells them when it's due, etc. Now in the next video, I'm just going to show you what the student will see we've just assigned actually 2 quizzes now, and so we can actually go in and do the quiz, which will be very similar to when you preview it. But in the next videos I'll just show you how you can actually look at a quiz and do it if you're the actual student. Okay, so we're now signed in as a student. As you can see, we can take the quiz. We can simply click on the button and take the quiz. We'll take an example of one of these here. Just click on that button and start the quiz, and it's more or less the same as what you saw earlier when we were actually previewing the quiz. So that's how you set up quizzes. Remember, you can either what the student does is go through all the answers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then clicks on submit quiz to submit it. So Edmodo is free for students and teachers. True. Next question. What do we do with learning lurks? Question. Vocabulary is free. True. Next question. So you have to click on next question. Audio boost free for how long? 3 minutes. Next question. And one of these still free. Good. Now there's no more questions. You click on submit quiz and there you say yes. So this is what the student does, and it then gives you your results, and the student finds out got 5 out of 5, and they can then go through and see what was the correct answer. But obviously if they got them all right, then they're probably not going to need to do that. And that is basically how you can set up a quiz and how you can distribute it in the same way that you do files and links, and also what the students do when they set up their quizzes or when they do a quiz. Okay, now what I want to look at is assignments, and what I've done for this one is I've already created an assignment, and I'm just going to show you from the student's point of view a couple of things that are interesting. First of all, the students, if you create a quiz or an assignment and assign that to a particular group, then that will come up in their notifications list. And we've already looked at quizzes, but we can also see here that there is an assignment due. I think also we can, so if we click on that, you'll see that you're actually taken to the assignment, and it says, for example, the assignment says write about yourself in 5 lines, and I spelled wrong there, sorry, and you can use this file to help you with vocabulary, so you're allowed to also make use of this file, which I uploaded along with the assignment. Now if the student clicks on turn in, then it will open up a window where the student can type a response and then turn in assignment. So obviously if the student is going to upload a file or something, so let's just do that. So if I put on, so for example, here is my assignment, and let's imagine that the student has done the assignment and it's done it as a file, so they're going to click on here and they're going to upload their file and click on open and turn in assignment. So the students can then upload the file for the assignment, and that has now been sent to the teacher. Now, so it'd be interesting to look at now what the actual what the teacher will see, and also to show you how to actually create an assignment. So you'll also notice now that this student has uploaded their assignment, it's taken down from notifications because obviously they've done that. So let's look back now from the teacher's point of view and look at what an assignment, or how we set up an assignment, and what, once you've set up an assignment, what you actually receive from the student. So this is another feature that can be very, very powerful when working with Edmodo. Okay, if I come back onto my screen, and I'm going to go specifically, because by default it will show you all the posts that you've sent to all your different groups, but of course you can click on any particular group. So I'm going to click on this one, this group here, and then it will just show you the posts from that group. And I can see here that someone, obviously here I created the assignment, and here I got that wrong. So here I can see the assignment, and I can click on, because it shows me how many people have turned it in. It says 1, and if I click on that, then it will actually open up a window and show me who has turned in their assignment, and also it will show me the file, and I could actually click now and open that file up, and I could also, if I wanted, give that student some feedback as well. So really good way of getting students to upload their assignments, and then you can access them here, read the assignment, and then leave some feedback and click on reply. If we had more assignments here, more people, then we'd be able to click on them and see their assignments as well. So we can see that Tom Chili has turned their assignment in. So you can see how easy it is to upload an assignment and also to receive an assignment if you're the student. If you're the teacher. Now in the next video I'm just going to show you how to make an assignment. Okay, let's go back to the teacher training videos group. Probably the easiest way for me to get back is just to click on Edmodo here at the top of the screen, and then brings me back onto the page, and I'm going to click specific. In fact, it's brought me straight back to that. Now let's create an assignment then and just see how you actually do that. So to create an assignment, all I need to do is to simply click here. So I'm in the teacher training videos group. I'm going to create an assignment, so I click here. Now I'm going to give this assignment a title. If I've pre-made an assignment, I can click here and load it, or if I want to load an assignment I've already made before. I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to say this is your second assignment, and then here I'm going to just describe the assignment. So students have got to write 5 lines about using Edmodo. I'm going to set the date for that to be handed in by tomorrow, and I'm going to upload along with that a file that the students can read about digital storytelling, and so obviously I can have a kind of connected file or link or video or whatever that I want them to use when they do their assignment, and I just simply click on send. Again, I can choose who do I want to send it to. Well, I want to send it to the teacher training group, so I'm going to make sure that it goes to them, not to everybody but specifically to that group, and then I just click the send button, and that has now been uploaded as an assignment, and the students will be able to click on it. It will become it will come up in their notifications, and the students then will be able to do that assignment. So that's how you can create an assignment. Edmodo is quite a complex tool. There's a lot you can do with it, and so we will need to do a second set of training videos to really go into detail, but I'm going to point out a few additional features that I like and that I think be useful to you. And one of them works around this whole idea of what we call libraries. Now, libraries basically means that we can upload content into Edmodo that we can then share easily with groups of students, and we can access. It's like having a kind of central repository for particular content. So if we click here on library, and you'll see it at the top of the screen, you'll see, for example, at the moment that I've got one item in my library, which is an article. I'm just going to add some more, so I'm going to click on add to library, and I'm going to upload another file just to show you how this works. So let's say, for example, I click on this article here and then click on open and add that one to library. So I click on add to library, and that now means that there are 2 items in that particular in my library now, and I can access my library very easily. So this is how you load things into the library. Now if I just click back again, one of the things is that if I'm again clicking onto teacher training videos, it says here folders, create and share folders with this group in the library. So what you can do here, if I click on this, is I can create a folder. So I'm going to click on new here, and I'm going to make this library to be created for teacher training videos, and we're going to call this articles to read, and click on create, and this creates the folder. And now what we can do is, I think I'm right in saying, we can click on here and begin to add some files to go up into that library. Now I can add Google Docs, I can post attachments, or I can add from the library. Now obviously I've just loaded something to my library, so I can click back here and for example click on that one there and then add that into my folder. So if I click, I was just making sure that, yeah, if I click, then once I've selected the article, if I click on folder, it's going to ask me which folder do you want it to add it to, and I'm going to click on this articles to read and click apply. And now that would mean that that article has been added to that folder, and all the students that are in the teacher training videos group will have access to that particular folder. Now I'm just going to click back again and just show you that now. So hopefully what we're going to have is that on the right hand side we've now got a folder called articles to read, and this is what the students will also have, and if they click on that then it will show them some folders that are actually inside some articles that are inside that folder that all those students in that group have got access to. So this is how you can create a folder and add content to it that all the students have got access to. This could be quite useful, for example, if you've got a course and you want some general course information and perhaps a syllabus and perhaps a timetable. You could upload all that content there into a folder that the students then have got access to. Of course there are lots of different ways it could be used. Okay, now just clicking back here, if you click on the latest posts, you're going to see all your posts for all the groups that you're involved in, not just for the group that you are so you're going to see all the different posts from different groups, not just for teacher training videos but from many other groups that I'm in. But if I click specifically on teacher training videos, then of course I see just the posts that are for teacher training videos, and I can even filter those posts and look for specific posts if I'm looking for polls or I'm looking for quizzes and etc. So very easy if you want to just look for specific content, and of course in a specific group as well. So you can click for a specific group, look at all the posts, and then you can filter those posts as well to view particular ones. One of the things that you may find useful is the calendar. If you click on the calendar, any assignments that you've created or quizzes that you've set for certain days will automatically show up anyway, and they'll be part of your calendar. But you can add an additional element by just simply clicking, and it will obviously appear at that date. And I again can put the event, so meeting in my office with students who didn't pass the test, for example, and I can then even again specify which group I want that to be added to. So I'm going to add that to teacher training group, and if there's a date range, then I can add a date range. In this particular case, no, it's going to be on one specific date, and I can also of course write in a time there if I wanted to. So if I wanted to put in a time, let's just stop that there, just put in, for example, 2 PM, and just click on create, and that has now been added to that particular calendar. As I said, any quizzes or assignments that you put up with a specific assignment date or date for the handing of that particular assignment or quiz, then those will automatically appear in the calendar anyway. If you enjoyed using the videos that you've just watched, you can find plenty more content at www.teachertrainingvideos.com. All of the training videos are free, and the website teachertrainingvideos.com has won 3 major awards in the last 5 years. The website contains training videos that help you to use tools like Blogger, iTunes, Edmodo, Moodle, Blackboard, Smartboard technologies. In fact, basically any technology or ICT technology that is involved in education. You'll find pages of content, and all you need to do is to click on the links and it will open up a window and play a set of videos to you. This one that we're looking at now, for example, takes you through the use of Blogger and takes you step by step through using Blogger. You can also sign up to a newsletter. There are currently 12,000 people signed up to the teachertrainingvideos.com newsletter, and it's also possible to follow teachertrainingvideos.com on Twitter and on Facebook.